everybody, and welcome to Self-Help FAQ, the YouTube channel. I'm Barb, your host, and now we're in the month of March 2026, and this is video 9. Over the past 2 months, we've been building something very special. In January, we were talking about identity, how you lose it quietly, how you protect it, and how people-pleasing erodes it. In February, we moved on to emotional regulation, how to calm your body before reacting. We also talked about emotional drain, and we talked about secrecy, and then we talked about patterns, and also awareness versus anxiety. So at this point, you can notice red flags, you can recognize patterns, slow your reactions, and ask better questions, which brings us to March, because once you can see clearly, then you're faced with a harder question. If I see the pattern, why am I still here? So this video is not about foolish people staying in bad relationships. It's often the opposite. Some people stay longer because they contextualize, they analyze, they rationalize, they hope, they believe in growth, and maybe they believe in second chances. And sometimes those are beautiful traits until they become traps. Have you ever heard of sunk cost fallacy? Let me break it down for you simply. Sunk cost fallacy is when you keep investing in something because you've invested so much. You've invested time, emotion, money, effort, reputation. It sounds something like this. Well, I've already given this 3 years. We've built so much together. I just can't start over. I don't want to fail at yet another relationship. But here's the key. Past investment does not improve future outcome, but your brain wants to justify the investment. So instead of asking, is this still healthy? You ask, how do I make this worth what I've already put into it? This shift is subtle, but dangerous. So hope is powerful. It says, they can change. This is just a phase. They didn't mean it. They're stressed. They'll come around. So hope focuses on potential, but evidence focuses on pattern. There's that pesky word again, pattern. So evidence asks, has this happened before? Did it resolve or repeat? Is there sustained change or just temporary improvement? So hope is not the problem, but ignoring evidence is. Now, every relationship has a developmental arc. Some deepen, some plateau, and some deteriorate. The expiration date isn't a dramatic event. It's often quiet. It sounds like, this doesn't feel aligned anymore. I'm feeling smaller here. I'm doing more managing of them than loving them. I keep waiting for something to shift. And staying past the expiration date feels like more anxiety than peace, more monitoring than enjoyment, more explaining than understanding, and more hope than evidence. And this is where smart people get stuck, because smart people can see nuance, they can see reasons, they can see childhood wounds, they can see trauma history, but insight doesn't equal compatibility. So let's be honest, people don't stay too long because they mislabel awareness, or they mistake awareness for something else, or brush away what they see. They actually love deeply, they hope for change. Sometimes they just don't have the money to leave, and they also don't want to fail again. They fear being alone. They're afraid of looking foolish. They fear having regret if they do leave. And they're afraid they might be overreacting. Sometimes they stay because they think, what if I'm wrong? That fear is very powerful. But here's the harder truth. Staying too long often damages your self-trust more than leaving does. Now, this isn't about giving dramatic ultimatums. This is about clarity. Ask yourself, am I staying because it's improving or because I've already invested? If this never changed, would I still choose it? Is my nervous system calmer over time or more activated? Am I growing here or shrinking? If you remove the future fantasy, what remains? Walking away isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's just the moment that you stop negotiating with reality. You stop trying to turn hope into evidence. You stop extending expiration dates. You stop financing something that is not paying dividends. And that's not failure, that's discernment, which we've talked about so often before. Now, before you make any dramatic decisions, before you make the decision that you have to leave or that you have to stay, just pause. Don't try to force an outcome. This is about clarity, because sometimes we overestimate the cost of leaving and we underestimate the cost of staying. So instead of asking, should I go or should I stay and try harder, let's ask a more honest question. And this will be your journal question for today. And the question is, what has staying in this situation cost me emotionally, and what would leaving cost me? Don't answer quickly. Let yourself sit with both sides. So that brings us to the close for our video today, and I just want to say, sometimes you don't stay because you're confused. Maybe you stay because you're trying to be good, you're trying to be fair, you're trying to be loyal and reasonable. You keep giving the benefit of the doubt. You keep explaining their behavior. You keep adjusting yourself so that you're not the one who looks difficult or dramatic. And slowly you convince yourself that enduring is just being mature. And next time we're going to be talking about the hidden price of that. What it costs when you're trying to be too nice when something isn't right. So please stay tuned for video 10 next week. And for Follow-Up Friday, I have something special for you people who are long in patience. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. And bye for now.